Welcome back to News Geelong on this Friday evening as we turn our attention to the world of Geelong sport and weather. First, from the sporting world, we are joined by our own hotshot, the flying hawk himself, Nathan Curry. Good evening, Nathan.
Thanks very much, Rollo. I'm down here at the Geelong and District Coaches Association Awards night. I've had a very good night myself. Won a raffle, got a nice bottle of Chardonnay that'll make my mother very happy, and a Go Cats hat that won't make my father too happy. But you'll wear it because that's the things we do for TV. First up in sport tonight, Dennis Craven brings us a preview of next week's Geelong Cup.
Well, at the launch of the Geelong Cup 2010, Dennis Craven from the Geelong Advertiser, probably seen more cups than anybody in this city, I would suggest.
Yes, I have, Ian. I've been going to the Geelong Cup since I was in short pants, and it's always a good day.
Well, it is, and the prize money seems to get bigger and better every year, doesn't it?
Yes, Ian. This year it's up to $240,000, which makes it quite considerable, even more than the Herbert Power, which is one of the major races in Melbourne.
It is indeed, and we've got a crackerjack field. You've had more time probably than most of us to look at the acceptances this year.
Yeah, well, the final field hasn't been decided yet. Won't be known for almost another 10 days or so. But there's a few horses emerging which punters should keep their eye on. And one that I'm impressed is Exceptionally, a horse from Stall, trained by Terry O'Sullivan, flashed home at Flemington the other day, got beat half a length. And I know Terry's got his eye on the Geelong Cup, and after that he wants to get into the Melbourne Cup.
Well, that's right. Some horses will be qualifying, won't they, in the Geelong Cup?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's what... I think the horses from overseas are keen to do that, American, and of course Drunken Sailor, which I'm sure is going to be a popular horse on Cup Day.
Yeah, there'll be a little weight of money for that, I'm sure.
Weight of money and a lot of drinks as well. Yeah, so we also got to watch for another several horses from the Geelong area. Ian are also keen to run in the you know, what do you call it, the minor races on the program, and I'll be looking out for Twig in the Desert, Into the Sun, horses like that are going to be hard to beat. Freshwater Journey. You would just keep your eye on those sort of horses on Geelong Cup Day, and I reckon we could get a few winners there at about 10 to 1.
Now for something completely different in sport tonight, we've actually got an interview with Caroline Wilson, the First Lady in AFL football. I caught up with her to find out how she feels to be a journalist in a male-dominated industry. Now, Caroline, there's a lot of young budding journalists out there, including myself. How hard do you have to work to get to the top?
Oh, well, you have to work very hard, but it's not so much how hard you work, although you've got to put in the phone calls, and you should always make that extra phone call, but it's tough. You've got to be prepared to ask hard questions, and you've got to be quite brave sometimes, but it's worth it because it's a great career.
Did you find it harder than other people because you're a woman trying to crack into the AFL?
Look, I think, to be honest, I found it easier. There were times when I was made to feel a bit uncomfortable and when I was a bit left out and shunned. But most of the time people went out of their way to help me because I was female, and I think it helped standing out. And when I did know a little bit about footy, people really thought that I was very clever. And so I think it was enormously helpful in most ways. I think Melbourne and Victoria was waiting for women to start writing about football. I'm just lucky I was the first one.
So what advice would you give to other young women journalists?
Don't get too close to the people you're writing about. Remember that your first obligation is to your readers or your listeners or your viewers. Try and tell people stuff they don't already know. They can see what they want to see on the footy field, but what they really want to know, and the reason they're going to keep buying newspapers in this tough era is because you can take them into the dressing rooms. Don't be a cheerleader. Ask the hard questions when you have to, and protect your sources.
You're right for the age. You're on Channel 9. You've obviously had a great career. What do you reckon's the highlight been?
Oh, the Sydney Olympics were a great highlight. Covering my first Wimbledon back in the mid-80s in London was a highlight. Sporting highlights, things I'll never forget, like Sydney Swans' first premiership, Kathy Freeman winning the 400 metres, writing stories that really mean a lot to me, breaking the story about the AFL expansion to 18 teams. That was one that really upset a few of the blokes, so I was very glad to get that one.
That's it for sport this week. I'll see you all again next Wednesday, but until then it's back to you, Rollo, and I've had an absolute gutful of this hat.
Thank you very much, Nathan. It's certainly been a lot quieter in the studios without you here tonight. I'm glad you're out there enjoying the presence of the great Caroline Wilson, although us that are close to her know her as Caro. So thank you, Nathan. As always, the greatest with the latest on hot items of Geelong sport. You have a good weekend, mate. The weather in Geelong seems to be on the improve, as the warmer days are certainly enjoyable. And as we get closer to summer, sparkling Lani Salathiel joins us with the latest. Good evening, Lani.
Good evening, Graham. Well, don't speak too soon because we are in for a very cold and rainy weekend. Taking a look at the forecast for tomorrow, Saturday, a cloudy day, scattered showers around with the chance of hail, and a windy day, a maximum of just 14. For Sunday, a cloudy day, isolated showers again, a maximum of 15. For the start of the working week next week, a cloudy day for Monday, scattered showers during the day, a maximum of 16. And for Tuesday, mostly sunny day, warming up just a tad, a maximum of 18. And for Wednesday, the Geelong Cup, not looking too bad so far, a mostly sunny day, some light winds around, a maximum of 20. Hopefully it warms up a little bit more than that. And today we had a cloudy day. There were some areas of rain around, easing to showers this afternoon though. There's a chance of thunderstorms tonight and a little bit of wind around today as well. We had a minimum of 9 and a maximum of 15. So until next week, Graham, that's the weather.
Thank you, Lani. Look forward to further forecasts next week on News Geelong. And thank you for being with us on News Geelong this Friday evening. Hope you enjoy a safe and enjoyable weekend. We'll be back next Tuesday evening, same time, same place, with more of News Geelong. Remember Jess Gallagher? Take your time and smell the flowers. From all the team at News Geelong, a very good night.